Hey family, welcome back to the channel. Today we're just back doing a quick update on my portfolio, and overall, portfolio is doing great. And even though the market has been up and down the last couple of days, it started good in the morning, and then at the end of the day, it kind of went down again. But you know, this is part of investing, right? So you have to be able to stomach the up and down, and know that in the end, you're gonna have that growth that you need. Whatever you're trying to do. My goal is to retire at 55, but right now I think I'm on track to do it before I'm 55. It's just certain things have to happen for me to be able to retire full time and live abroad. Welcome again to the channel. Click like and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers on the way to 1,000. So it don't cost you guys anything to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you watch the video, and comment. We're here to learn from each other, and that's pretty much it, right? So the market is back. It's doing good today. So my portfolio on one of my portfolio, I'm up about $1,000 this morning, and then on my growth portfolio, it is up by $800 right now. Now my Roth, I don't really put this in my retirement because I'm trying to early retire before I get to that money. So I don't really put too much emphasis on it because it's set, and now don't get me wrong, I monitored all of my accounts every day. Sometimes I check it 4 or 5 times a day. It just depends on what I got going on. If I think about something that I need to check, and I will log back in and check my account. As of today, that is up about $1,200. So it's about a few $100 getting back to where it need to be. Now, I have a 1-year-old, 16 months old daughter, 17-month-old daughter, and I set up an account for her, and right now that account is over $1,000, and she got about $1,300 in that account, and it is a dividend investment account for her. So by the time she gets older, like her sisters, she's gonna be set. So no matter what happened to daddy, by the time she get to 18, this account should have a few $100,000 in it, if not more. So going back to my Charlie Schwab. So Charlie Schwab, I got some more dividend coming today. So that account, it was as far as dividend for this month so far, I have about $221. Now, the dividend that comes into the account every month, it goes up and down because some account pay quarterly, some pay monthly. So that kind of, it changed the amount of dividend I would get every month. But I like to look at the next 12 months. So for the next 12 months average, it's about, this is from the app. This is from Charles Schwab. It could be a little bit up and down adjusted, but this is from Charles Schwab. So I'm not taking it from my monitoring app, right? This is from Charles Schwab. So my average monthly income from my dividend right now that I have on Charles Schwab, which I got about, as of today, about $88,000, and I don't have margin on this account. This is all, straight investment that I put in there. I've been thinking about turning on margin, and since I'm going to be investing more in the UMAX products to get more income to kind of boost it up. So as of today, it's about $1,060.41 a month. Now this is just from the Charles Schwab. I do get dividend from Fidelity also, but that's a little lower. Now, I have these accounts set up for different purposes. So the account on my Fidelity, that account is mostly for my rent. That's all that it's set for. It's set up for just to pay my rent or mortgage or whatever I'm going to be living when I retire. what is the U.S. or out of the country. And right now, I think that generates. I'm not looking at it right now, but off the top of my head, generate about $800. Excuse me, about $8,000 a year. Now, living in the U.S., $8,000 a year is not going to cut it. But living outside the U.S., $8,000 a year is more than what I'm going to need just to pay rent or mortgage outside the U.S. Now, mostly, if you're renting, depending on where you're staying, you can be paying anywhere from $400 a month. Like right now, my apartment in Colombia, I pay $380, and that fluctuates, right? That goes up or down depending on the exchange rate. Now, if you're living, let's say, a city that is bigger city that the rent costs more, you could be paying up to $600 a month. In some cases, $800 a month to be in a nice neighborhood. Now, but you have to pay for everything else, all the utilities and all that stuff. Now, if you want to live in an apartment that you don't have to worry about utilities, you can be paying close to $2,000 a month, right? That cover light, internet, gas, that cover everything. Now, whoever you're renting the apartment from, they don't want to be paying those bills because, like in the U.S., if I rent an apartment, the utilities are automatically in my name. Outside in Colombia, it does not work like that. If you rent an apartment in Colombia, the person who owns the apartment, the utility is going to come in their name, and you have to pay that utility. So when you move out, you still have to take care of that utility bills, right? Because if not, they can take you to the police or put a ban on your passport and you can't leave the country and you're going to have problems. So for a few $100s or a couple $100, for that, you would make sure you take care of that if you have to pay those utilities, right? But like I said, that account is a separate account. My ChargeSwap account, this account is for daily expenses, right? Light, water, gas, all of that stuff, a phone. Now I used to pay my card note. So the goal here, since I'm pulling out almost $700 a month from this account to pay for my Tesla, that don't leave, a lot to reinvest. So I have to start investing in more of the income funds from the dividend I'm getting now to increase my income. So hoping by the end of this year, I should get this ChargeSwap account to between $1,500 to $2,000 a month in dividend coming in. That way I'll have more money to reinvest after I take out the money for the Tesla. And I want to start using this to see how it feels to be using this. And then, because like I said, eventually this is what I want to do. So without going too much into this, it feels good to be where I'm at. I started this right around COVID. I started this investing like this, right? And part of the reason why, because my job, I was working at the time, I no longer work there, but at the time they cut our salary 50%. All right, and that's for the entire company. And they were like, well, you can take a 50% pay cut, or you can quit. So at the time, where you gonna find a job when there's a pandemic going on, you can't get out, So of course I took a 50% pay cut. I can't even talk this morning. I took that pay cut, and during that time I realized, I was like, man, if I didn't have a job, how am I going to manage to buy food? And for me, I stock food. So rice and beans, sugar, salt, onions, spaghetti sauce, all that stuff in my house. I had a whole basement closet full of food that could last me and my kids for almost a year. That was enough food to last us for about a year. I still got stuff that I've been going out throwing stuff out because some of the stuff expired, and of course, these damn kids don't want the thing to have expiration date on it. I don't give a damn. If I open it up, it don't look bad, it's not gonna make me sick, man, I'll eat that shit. But anyway, neither here nor there. But so that's what I decided. I was like, you know what? I can't go through this again. Even not having a job, I can still say, well, I can pay certain bills for a few months, and be okay with the money I have coming in from my dividends, right? And some people say, well, I have emergency fund. I don't keep emergency fund anymore. I used to. I used to have 3 times my salary emergency fund sitting in a high interest account, but I don't do that anymore. I invest everything that I have. I have some cash, but it's not a lot. I keep a couple of $1,000. That's it. And that's when I need to move money around to pay stuff until money come in. I keep about $5,000 handy. That's it. So if I have money coming in on a certain day and I need to pay something, I'll move that money to that account to pay the bills, and then when the money comes in, I move it back. That's what I do. I don't, I have a lot of credit cards that have very low balances. I usually pay them off. The last 6 months, I've been accumulating debt. I don't know why, but I've been accumulating more credit card debt. But the goal is to build off of that now and pay those down and pay them off, to go back to where I used to be, where I didn't have any credit card debt, because whatever I use, I pay them off at the end of the month, or I pay them off as soon as I use them. Sometimes, like, why you use a credit card? Just to get the points and other things, that the different credit cards you have provide. But you have to do what you have to do. So at this point now, the goal is to increase the Charles Schwab account. Now, I even thought about moving my Charles Schwab account to Fidelity, because for some reason it's like my account don't allow me to buy like fraction of share. I don't know why. When I talk to support, they're like, yeah, you can do it. But whenever I try to do it, it doesn't work. You can earn about a share, but no fraction of share, right? Let's say in my daughter's account, she have two, one on Fidelity and one on Charles Schwab. On the one on Fidelity, if she have $3 in there, I can buy something with that $3. Once it's more than $1, I can buy something with that. But on the Charles Schwab account, I can't. And she have similar products, all right? She got the same thing on both brokerage. So, and my other kids, they're older now, so the stuff I have for them, they want to do their own thing. I give them money. I show them what I do, but I can make them do what I do. They have to want to do it because it's theirs. It's their future. My future is I'm building on mine. Daddy used to say, hey, you got to do this to get to where you need to be. Oh, no, Daddy, I'll do that later. Okay. Now, my 18-year-old, I have an account for her that I don't want to give to her. So I got all her information. So once I get back to the U.S., I'm going to open another account and move that custodian account that I have for her into that account and continue to invest for her. Because I put the girl on my American Express with less than 2 months, I had to take her off because she was buying all kind of crap, like stuff for $20, $10. Now, why are you putting on American Express when you got your regular account that I put money in every month, spending money in every month, but you put in stuff on American Express when I told you specifically American Express was for emergency? Oh, Daddy, I forgot. First month passed. Second month passed. The third month, I started getting these $10 charge for something. I don't know what it was, but every other day they were charging like $10. Now I asked her what it is. She's like, I don't know. Of course, somewhere she went and put the card, and so I disputed it, and then people sent me my receipt saying, hey, yeah, you put in your information in this site, blah, 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 blah. So I froze her card. And I haven't seen another payment coming from there yet. So the next payment that's gonna come out from there, I'm calling American Express and go back and be like, yo, I froze that account. Why is it still being charged? I don't want that charge to that card anymore. But this is the kind of things we have to deal with, right? When you have children and you learn something. Now I've been doing this since COVID, right? I had somebody else, another third-party company, investing for me, and every time they would buy something or sell something, they would charge me $1, right? And on average, I was spending about $100 a month with those different purchases that they were buying and selling. Um, and even though I made some money, don't get me wrong, they were doing a great job. It was a company that I found of the internet, did some research on it. They were doing a great job. Um, and then I was like, but if I can pay these guys to do what they're doing, I can do it myself. So of course, you know, I started doing it myself. Now this is an update video. Now I'm talking to how I got here, but I'm just trying to motivate you guys that you can invest in a 401k. You don't really have too much control of the 401k because 401k, your company give you stocks or options that you can invest in. You can only invest in those, right? So you have no real control over that. You know, you just got to investigate the options they give you and choose the best one. But when you get a Roth, it's there for retirement, and you don't pay taxes on that. Except you take the money out early, you got to pay taxes. You know, I'm not going to go through all the details, but you guys know that, right? So you need to start investing in that. Open up your Roth account, put money in there. Start with $100. Start with $500. Now, when I started investing initially, yes, I invested in all of the safe funds. I can put my money in there. I can go sleep, and I don't have to check it every 5 minutes to see if it went up and down, right? Like crypto does, because they were very safe. They're paying 1%, 3%, 5%, even up, some of them up to 10%. Good company, powerful, good company, dividend kings, dividend aristocrats, been around for a long time. When you start off, I recommend you start off with those. You can look at the kings, the aristocrats, you know, that been around for 20, 30 years paying dividends and haven't missed a payment. Those are the kind of company you want to start with. Then once you get a couple, you know, a months or years going and you understanding the process, then you can be more risky, right? You can invest in stuff that's more risky, because with the more risky stuff, yes, even though I check my account every day, 5-6 times a day, because it's something I like to do. I'm like, see what have I done in a couple of hours? You know, I want to check. I get notification on my phone, you know, when stuff go down or go up, or so all of those things, they help me relax because I get these notifications, and because the stuff go down on me, I'm going to sell, but I want to know. So if I have money to buy, I can buy, you know. So, you know, this is the reason you get the notifications in. You can check it on your phone. I try not to put too much on my phone, because if you lose your phone and somebody can get into your phone, they got everything, you know, that you have access to, right? So I'm trying to put too much on my phone. But, you know, those notifications, they help. So investing in your future, you have to start today. You know, it's been 4 years of investing in myself and doing it myself. I'm talking about just the stock market. I'm not talking about real estate, but just investing in the market. It's been almost 4 years of doing this. I got to go back and check the exact date, but it's been a minute. And sometimes I'm like, man, I could be doing better. But I decided to invest more into the riskier, high yield positions, because my daughter, the youngest one, 18, she about to go to college, and the tuition is about $27,000 a year. And she don't want to go to school in the state we live in. She want to go to school to another state, so she going to another university. I'm going to make a video on that when I take her to university next week. So I don't want to talk about that right now. But she want to go to another university. So I look at this like this: if I spend $27,000 a year for her to go to university, we never gonna get that money back. We never gonna see that money, and she might go to university and be doing all kind of stupid shit and costing us money. So I'm like, you know what? I can invest that $27,000 into a high yield investment, and within that year, we will make that $27,000 to pay for her school. I might have to add a little bit there, but most of that $27,000 is gonna be made for the year, and I will never have to pay another $27,000, because that money gonna pay her school fees until she get out of school. And after that, it's gonna continue to generate income for me, for daddy. And she don't have to worry about taking a student loan because she don't need to, because it's gonna be paid. So that's the reason I decided to do that, right? Things you do for your children. But I think it's going to be beneficial to my account because that's going to increase my net worth, with the income, and I can continue to buy my XCHD, my Apple, my Microsoft. I can continue to buy those positions, even though some of them, in my growth account, I can continue to buy those, right? So guys, I know the video is getting too long. I don't want to continue with this. It's getting too long. But like I said, the portfolio is doing good today. It's not down too bad. I mean, we're still down by $1,000, but in a bad market from where I was, right? We're still down $1,000. Now, in my Charlie Schwab, I call him Charlie Schwab. In my Charlie Schwab account, let me go back to the summary. I know you guys can see this, but if I click on my actual account, right? Like right now, I got 1162. It's still the same. Even though before all the market craziness, I was down about 3,000 something, about 3,600. So now I'm down like 4,000, which is about 5%. It's about 5% of my account. So for a guy who doing this by himself, I didn't go to school for this. My account is down 5% today. That's $4,700. But keep in mind, I still get income of over $12,000 a year in income. So am I already down when I still getting an extra almost $7,000 a year more than what I'm down after you deduct that money? And I'm still buying these different positions because I'm doing a daily cost average. I'm not too good at that, but I'm trying to DCA with the positions that I'm most down, because I don't want to sell those. I want to keep them. So I'm daily cost averaging, to lower the loss, right? That I have. So it's important to remember that starting is the most important thing, because once you do it more than a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, about a month, it's normal, it's natural. It becomes part of what you do every day. It becomes part of your everyday thing. You don't even have to think about it, right? When I get up in the morning, the first thing I do, I check my crypto, right? That's the first thing I do when I get in the morning. Every morning, no matter what I check my crypto on my phone. And then after that, if I have internet on my computer, I'll log into my computer and check my accounts and see if I need to buy anything, if I can sell anything, if I have a position that was down back and I wanted to sell, but it found it back to where it was. Now I can sell it and don't lose any money. I'll sell that and put that into something else that I want to. So you got to become part of you, because just like you can get up every morning, brush your teeth, use the bathroom, do all that stuff, and go to work, right? You set your alarm up at 5, 6 o'clock to get up to go to work every day, to work for somebody else so you can make an income. This right here, the amount of time that I log into my account and just log in, log out, I don't think I spend more than an hour a day when I do that, logging into my accounts. It's not even an hour a day. Now, I think I spend more time now making these videos because I keep the account open when I'm logged in, when I'm making these videos, so I can be able to give you guys close to accurate information. But other than that, I log into my account, I check stuff, and I'm out of it. But I love Fidelity. I have a Charlie Schwab account. I use it when I go out of the country. So that's one thing I like. They don't have to pay ATM fees when you take money out of ATM. They charge, you pay the fee, but Charlie Schwab will give you the money back. So that's why I like them when I travel. You know, I keep $300 or $400 on that account that if I need to pull cash from the ATM, then I'll do that. But, you know, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments or questions, anything, like I said, feel free to ask, and we're gonna chop it up. And, you know, it's coming. I'm gonna, you know, do a live conversation coming up here. And if you feel like you want to get on a one-on-one and do a video with me, and we can talk about your account, and you know, I'm not an expert. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy on YouTube, and you know, I'm doing what I've been doing, learning as I go, and trying to improve my financial situation, right? And everything been good. I can't complain. You know, it takes time, it takes patience, but in the end, you have to have a goal. You know, when I started, I keep saying I'm going to post this video, but I want to be able to do it to where I can be in the video and talking on certain things, because like an old video, you know, but I want to be able to do that. So when I make that video, I don't know, maybe probably better to do it live, because I don't like, you know, I like to just do video. I don't have to edit. It's just a natural conversation. Whatever mistakes in there is a mistake. I don't want to be able to edit nothing. It takes too much time to edit the video. But I want to be able to you guys to see that video so you can understand my initial goal was just to make $100. That was my initial goal. And to where I am now, you know, what I have over $20-something thousand a year coming in, it's like, that was in 4 years, it's like, I can laugh about it now, but my friends used to laugh at me back then. But I don't even talk about stock market with them anymore, because when I was doing it, I would always share and they would always laugh at me. You know, I don't talk about that anymore. Now when they ask me, people that would ask me, what you do? I'm like, I'm retired. Even though I still work a full-time job, but I feel like I'm retired. You know, because I don't have to work as hard. I work smart. I don't have to work as hard. I can travel anywhere I want to. You know, I can spend as much time I want to most of the time, because if I don't have my brother with me. But other than that, I live the life of a retired person. You know, yeah, this daily stress from the kids and relationships. Well, that's a different thing, right? That's life, you know. But one of the main things that kill us is freaking stress for our financial woes, our financial issues, and having money to take care of things that, you know, you will be able to take care of if you have money. You know, so the people say money don't bring you happiness. That's a lie. Money will bring you all the happiness you want. It might not give you love, but it can bring you some happiness, even if it's just for a minute or two. You know, so as you guys can see, I make this video, I'm happy, I'm smiling, I'm talking. It's about money, of course. Money is good. So subscribe to the channel, click the like button, share the video, ask your questions. You know, hey, I might not have the best answer you want, but we're going to get to what we need to get to together. All right, guys? So thanks. And don't work too hard. Try to have some fun. I'm going to be here in the DR until Sunday. I'm going back home for a few days, and then I'm going to take my daughter to university. So I'm going to try to make a video about that and post that. So, you know, but we're going to see how that goes, guys. Have a great day. Love you guys. Bye.